Welcome back to Mac Talks of Football, and Inter Milan have defeated Como 2-0, and they are, they are on the tails of Atalanta, they are on the tails of Napoli, and it was a great win for Inter Milan. It was not easy. It was a really hard fought win for Inter. Como gave all, really put them on their toes. So let's go ahead and talk about it. When I made the prediction, I said it was going to be a bit of a tough game because Como, the way that they play, it was not going to be easy for Inter, and they had won last weekend as well, so they were coming in this game with a bit of a confidence as well. And I thought that they were going to trouble Inter, and that's what happened in the first half. Like it was it was basically like a one-sided game. Let's be very honest. Like Inter were the team that really dominated in that first half. They had so much possession. They created so many chances. Like I was just waiting for them to score a goal. But a credit to Como, they defended really well. Pepe Reina made a couple of great saves as well. The defenders putting their bodies on the line as well. And let's be honest, like Inter's the front, Inter's front three, they really did not. They really did not make smart decisions. I don't know what happened today. I said the same thing in the Fiorentina game as well. Like the problem, I don't know what. I really have no idea what happened today in Italy. Because if I'm being very honest, all four teams that played today, the strikers, when they went into the opposition box, the decision making was not there from any of the teams. It was the same in the Fiorentina and Udinese game, and now in the Inter and Como game as well. It was bizarre what they were doing. Like instead of making the easy pass, or instead of taking the easy shot, they were trying to do something different, trying to stand out. And I think that was quite bizarre in that first half. If I'm being very honest, Inter could have easily been 2-3-0 up. It was so easy for them, but it was not to be. They go into the halftime 0-0, and I think that gave Como a lot of confidence, because Como are 17th and Inter are third in the league. So the longer Como kept the score down to 0-0, the more the higher the confidence they went. So they would have been really happy at halftime. Second half comes in, and again it was basically the same. Inter kept on attacking, but they were not getting the chance. In comes that a corner kick, and Augusto rises high and scores that goal, and it becomes a 1-0 to Inter. And when that happened, you sort of wonder that maybe the floodgates are going to open up, and Inter are just going to go ahead and basically now, because Como have to come out and Como have to go ahead and get that goal, try to get that equalizer, and it would benefit Inter a lot, and they might be able to go ahead and score a couple of other goals and make the game quite easy for them. That's what I really thought that was going to happen. But I'll be very honest with you, and I was quite surprised, if I'm being very honest. The way that Inter set up after scoring that goal was like they really did not went ahead and attack. It was basically Como, especially for the last 30 minutes of the game. It was literally Como attack after attack, even though they were not getting anything out of it, but they had the possession. Inter was literally like they had 10 players behind the ball, which was quite surprising for me. I don't know why Inzaghi went ultra defensive mode. It is 1-0, it is Como. You expect Inter to go ahead and take the game to Como, but they really did not do, especially you are the home side as well. So it was quite strange tactics from Inzaghi in that scenario. But Fabregas and his players, they really went at Inter. There was a one time between the 65 to 85 minutes. That 20 minutes, the possession stats were like 65 to 35 in Como's favor. That shows how much ball they had. But the problem for Como, unfortunately, today was they really did not do anything with that ball. It was basically they had the ball, they would take the ball up until the 30, and into the final third, into the 6-yard box, and the defenders would hoof it away. Then again the same thing, either from the right hand side, from the left hand side. It kept on happening. It kept on happening. They were just not able to deliver that final ball, to deliver that final pass. And Inter were really happy for to let Como have the ball. But the thing with is like 1-0, you are always under pressure. There's one bad luck, and you could easily be equalize the goal, the game, but it didn't happen for Como, unfortunately. And right at the end, Inter Milan get that opportunity, that counter attack, one chance they needed to basically finish the game, and unfortunately for Como, it came right at the end. In the 91st minute, Thuram gets the ball and easily beats the mark and easily takes the shot. I think I don't want to be overcritical, but I think Reina could have done better in that scenario. He could have saved that, but he was not able to, and Inter make it 2-0, and that was the game done and dusted. In the nine, if you are scoring your second goal in the 91st minute, it is pretty sure that you are not gonna lose the game. So Inter go ahead and they get the win, a big win for Inter. I mean, a huge win. They are right at the cocktails of Napoli and Atalanta, and they have a game in hand over them. So it's a big win for them. And I think Inzaghi in a way would be quite happy as well, because even though they won 1-0, it would have shown his team like in a better the way that they defended. I think he would be really happy about it. Like the defensive wise, they were really on point. I think that his tactics, what he was trying to do, basically that was like he knew that Como in his mind he would have thought that Como were not going to really hurt them, and that basically came out true. Even though Como had so much of the ball, they really were not able to create any chance that would have actually been a threat to Inter's defense, or Inter produced a goal for them. So like Inzaghi in a way figured out that the players, unfortunately, and I'm not being that trying to be disrespectful, but he thought that the players were not up to par as compared to his players. So I think that's why he went with that. I don't agree with that idea, but because I think 1-0 is never a safe game to play, but he went with that and it worked for them, and Inter come out with 3 points, and they would be really happy. And as I said, the title race is still on. They are one important part of the title race. They are the champions. They don't want to be dethroned from their crown, and they're going to really fight it out for it. Como on the other hand, the Arsenal says they're 16th in the table. They would be if I'm Cesc Fabregas, if I lose that game 1-0, I would be really pissed off. I would be really annoyed, but I would be quite proud of my players, the way that they played, the way that they put Inter under pressure, because at one stage, let's be honest, Inter were really under pressure. I don't care whatever the fans or the players or the managers come out and say, when Como were really dominating in the second half, the last part of second half, you could just feel, and you could see the you could just feel the tension in the stadium and the player faces as well, because they themselves knew that the 1-goal lead is not safe, and Como it just felt like they were getting closer and closer to score that goal, but they were not just getting that final goal. And then, as I said, Inter go ahead and score their second goal. So for Como, I would say it would be a learning experience for Cesc as well. It would be a learning player experience for his players as well. That there are going to be games where you play a lot better than your opposition, but you end up gonna lose. And then I think for Como, that is a learning experience. They're 16 in the table. They are in that relegation battle, and that relegation battle is gonna go down to the final day, in my opinion. So there are going to be a lot of good days and bad days, so a lot of humps on the road. It's not going to be smooth sailing for them, so it will be quite interesting how they cope up next weekend, and it is quite interesting, if I'm being very honest with you. I would be like, if I'm Cesc, I would be very proud of my boys, if I'm being very honest with you. I think they played really good. They were a bit like unlucky not to get a point out of it, but you need to score, you need to take your chances, which they did not, and Inter basically punished them. So yeah, that is it for me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of Inter's performance, what you guys thought of Como's performance, and what do you think of the title race and the relegation battle as a whole. Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers before the end of this year, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.